Imagine a clear night sky over a rural field, empty except for distant silhouettes of trees and silent barns. In some accounts, witnesses have described unusual lights hovering above remote landscapes without making a sound. These witnesses often report a persistent feeling of calm rather than fear. On certain occasions, the lights allegedly move with precise coordination, shifting positions and then disappearing rapidly into the darkness. In the aftermath of such sightings, local residents sometimes share stories of gentle guidance or quiet protection provided by unseen presences. In several historical records, individuals have testified that advanced beings, never formally identified, appeared to influence tense human situations without direct confrontation. For example, declassified reports from decades old military installations recount unusual equipment malfunctions, coinciding with sightings of strange aerial objects. The timing and sequence of these incidents are documented in logs kept by personnel on duty, who later expressed surprise at how quickly potential hostilities seemed to diffuse. Photographs or tapes from these occurrences are often limited or degraded, leaving only sparse evidence and personal testimonies behind. Within private journals and interviews, some who study these phenomena have compiled anecdotes describing so called overseers who remain hidden yet attentive. A handful of individuals claim to have sensed an invisible presence guiding their actions during moments of personal crisis, citing details like sudden, inexplicable urges to change course during travel or to pause crucial decisions until unexpected new information emerged. Although no pattern is universally acknowledged, these accounts appear in various cultures and time periods, referencing entities that never announce themselves publicly or demand recognition. Occasionally, rumors surface of events where severe outcomes might have been prevented at the last minute. Unverified stories include a halted chain reaction within an isolated research lab where machinery suddenly shut down moments before critical failure. Technical logs confirm the shutdown occurred, but no malfunction was identified. Personnel on site reported seeing faint lights drifting past observation windows shortly before the anomaly. They recorded the incident as unexplained, noting the relief they felt when disaster was averted without visible intervention from human experts. Some farm workers in remote regions have recounted glimpses of tall, silent figures standing at field edges after dusk. These figures never approached directly, never spoke, and vanished as soon as spotlights were directed their way. The workers recall feeling oddly reassured rather than threatened, though they remain uncertain about what purpose these watchers might serve. When livestock later appeared healthier or local crop blights diminished unexpectedly, a few farmers quietly wondered if these elusive entities had contributed to their improved fortunes. Without tangible proof, the farmers' observations remained local folklore, passed among neighbors with no official record. In certain archived communications between radio operators at isolated outposts, unusual signals have been noted. The signals, brief and uncoded, sometimes coincided with moments when planned aggressive maneuvers or confrontations were quietly abandoned. Operators reported that when they picked up these bursts of faint static or rhythmic pulses, the tension in negotiations seemed to ease soon after, as though an unseen influence nudged decision makers to reconsider hostile actions. Technicians analyzing these signals found no known terrestrial source, cataloging them as anomalous transmissions with no repeat patterns discovered later. Urban legends persist about mysterious visitors encountered at the fringes of critical developments. A researcher working late in a restricted laboratory once described seeing a soft glow reflecting on steel surfaces, then watching it fade as soon as colleagues approached. Days afterward, a difficult technical problem was solved without apparent cause. Circuitry stabilized overnight despite no recorded maintenance. Civilians in coastal villages sometimes share tales of distant lights hovering above turbulent seas when storms approach. Fishermen talk of spotting pale orbs drifting beyond their boats, then finding calmer waters than predicted. Weather reports confirm storms shifting course unexpectedly. These changes are documented, though no official correlation has been established between the lights and meteorological shifts. The fishermen, relieved and puzzled, note these occurrences in personal logs, acknowledging beneficial outcomes without direct claims of intervention. In interviews collected by independent investigators, some individuals describe fleeting encounters in deserted places, abandoned observatories, silent deserts, dense forests, where they felt watched and subtly guided toward safer paths. Hikers lost near ravines recall soft, lingering glows that receded just as they rediscovered known landmarks. Explorers, trapped by sudden landslides, recount hearing gentle humming, then finding unexpected clearings. Recorded GPS data confirm unusual route deviations leading to stable ground. Upon reviewing their footage, some explorers discover faint anomalies in the background, flickers of light or vague shapes that vanished frame by frame. Discussions among those who study these patterns note recurring elements, unexplained lights, improved outcomes, absence of threats. Military officers have quietly acknowledged surprise at certain disarmament events occurring shortly after inexplicable equipment glitches. Engineers recall critical machine faults that resolved without human input, and medical staff from remote clinics mention rare disease outbreaks ending sooner than modeled, while scientific papers hesitate to link these occurrences to external intervention. Field notes and anecdotal references accumulate over time. In underground archives, dusty files mention unidentified craft seen hovering near newly launched satellites, followed by instruments performing beyond expected parameters. Some launch teams reported brief sensor anomalies that made no technical sense but left their payloads unexpectedly well calibrated. These facts appear in official logs as neutral statements of observation. Unidentified object detected, no interference recorded, satellite functioning nominal. Travelers who crossed remote mountain passes under starlight whisper about gently drifting lights that never approach them directly, yet seem to ensure their quiet passage. Guides leading expeditions document that conditions improved inexplicably after these sightings. Sudden clarity in dense fog, hidden freshwater springs discovered by chance. GPS trackers confirm shifts in planned routes coinciding with these events, though the cause remains elusive. In cultural traditions passed down orally, some elders in isolated communities mention protectors who act at a distance. They speak of these protectors as neither enemies nor saviors, just watchers who maintain a quiet presence. Folklore references describe them as beings who guard without announcing themselves, who expect nothing in return, and who depart as silently as they arrive. Parish records list unusual blessings following nights of strange luminescence, while regional songs recount meetings at forest clearings, ending in peaceful dawns without conflicts. Without official confirmation, These stories accumulate. Machine readouts, eyewitness accounts, and recorded anomalies remain on file. People note them as factual occurrences, logged entries, dated observations, well documented events that concluded without harm. No central authority identifies these observers or confirms their presence. Over time, details repeat and scatter across continents and decades, persistent yet unverified. The evidence remains fragments, each piece a recorded fact or event, each consequence subtle and beneficial, and each instance